let's go right into your experience with us. So obviously I'm curious to hear this as well. But so just for the audience, we brought everybody on board kind of to help us out as we start to scale. We were a startup out here in LA for about 2 years now, and we need help in all aspects. But we've been they've been helping us really with the reports, and we got the ADU reports going out with the massing on Revit and sales and marketing. So there's a lot of work for them. So let's start off with Erik. So just kind of share with everyone what you've been doing with us, and then also if you've learned or picked up on anything while working with us, and then what you want out of this experience.
Yeah, so since geodesign is kind of like a three-pronged major, I was hoping to, at some point in my undergrad time, do something that relates to each of the three. And I was originally going to work for a local city in the summer of 2020, but that got canceled for COVID. So I was really happy when Brickwork allowed me to start working with them, because it let me sort of introduce myself to the real estate side of things. So far I've been working on some of the reports they do regarding due diligence of properties. But more recently, I've started to use my architecture skills to make 3D models of ADU masses, while also adhering to a lot of the local restrictions and guidelines about those ADU masses. So it's been really fun to both use my architecture skills and develop them a little bit more, while also learning more about the real estate side of things.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, Erik, I told you this one-on-one, but you're coming to become a product manager in your own right. So we didn't necessarily have an ADU massing report. What we were doing before Erik was we were partnering up with a couple local architects, and we were having them do the massing, but quickly realized that we couldn't even scale that because they were so busy. And so obviously they were open to the partnership because the opportunity to lead gen on their end. But after 1 or 2 or 3, it kept getting longer and longer for us to get the reports back. So it was literally like a week or so before we could get them back. The good part was we were giving them out for free to beta users, so they weren't complaining, but we quickly knew that wasn't a solution. So Erik has been awesome. You've been great. So thank you so much. And Hailey, you're up next.
Yeah, so I originally heard about Brick and Walk this winter break when I was contacted, and I'm very interested in real estate. I came to college, my entire college application was about how math translated into real estate. So I always knew it's something I would definitely want to get more experience in. I took a really amazing class in real estate last semester, and it kind of opened my mind to everything that it has to offer. So when John told me it was about GIS and then real estate and then all in one, it was definitely caught my interest, and I was like, man, that sounds cool. I want to join and help out. So that was kind of how I got here, I guess. And then in terms of what I do, I'm kind of all over the place sometimes. I work on sales, I work on contacting people, work on this podcast, and I also do reports.
Awesome. Yeah. Hailey has been great. She's literally, so we, another fun fact is for us is we got referred to Hailey and Erik by Mia, as she goes by. And she was our kind of one intern that was doing it all. So imagine outside of obviously the massing studies, she was helping with sales, with marketing, and the reports. And before she left, I had asked her to create kind of manuals so that we could train up you guys faster. So she was awesome. But yeah, Hailey, you definitely got the experience of a generalist, kind of doing everything and anything. And that's one thing and takeaway, I think, for a startup is that even though you might be an engineer or you might be in marketing, sometimes you just have to do everything in the beginning stages. But you've been great. So welcome. And then I guess let's have Anahi up next, if you could share.
Yeah, so I heard about this brick and work through Eric. He said needed someone to help out with masses, and I'm currently taking a Revit class right now, and so I was really interested in joining. And so what I do, or what I've been doing, is helping Eric with making ADU reports and ADU masses on Revit, which has been really cool because I love the architecture aspect of my major. It's the part that I enjoy the most. So to be able to use those architecture skills that I've been learning in school has been really cool. So during my time here, I've learned a lot about ADUs. I've been reading the municipal codes, and I think just from having conversations with John, it's been really interesting to see the possibilities with that the ADUs offer us, and how we can use them to benefit our community and make housing more accessible to certain groups of people. And yeah, I've really enjoyed being on the team, and yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. And one thing too is to share with everyone is we're going to be working on something exciting. Anahi's kind of going to lead the way on that front. It's something we are kind of not ready to announce as of yet, but it has to do with ADU. Obviously, you know, without going into details, Anahi's right. I mean, ADUs has been the single, I think, easiest way to get housing at scale all across California, especially here in Los Angeles. And so there's some creative ways, I think, that we can partner up and help in those different kind of, you know, sections of need. So student housing is something that's top of mind for us, but you know, everyone else in that kind of chain of needing affordable units, you know, an ADU would be a great solution for them. But I think the problem ends up being that a lot of people don't have the information. Of course, that's what we're here for, to provide. And real estate agents are the ones to drive that information out there to their clients, property owners that don't have the time to go, well, let me look into ADUs, right? They necessarily won't have the time. So I think it's been a great way. But Anahi, thank you so much. I know I'm just previewing it here, but we're working on something very exciting. Hopefully it comes to fruition here in the next few months and we can announce it. But yeah, she's going to be key in being able to get this in a scalable way with a notable partner or so. So thank you so much, Anahi. Conrad, you're up.
Yeah, so I previously worked in a little bit of entitlement work. I think going into my freshman year of college. And so when I had my initial meeting with John, we talked a little bit about, you know, entitlement work and also, you know, startup work. And so that's something that was really interesting to me, is to kind of have that other side of, you know, real estate that, you know, I hadn't understood or had that knowledge of. And so that's something that I'm, you know, currently learning and excited to keep learning. And so, you know, the different nuances of, you know, not only entitlement in the real estate industry, but also, you know, the startup side of it. And so right now I'm doing sales and marketing, you know, reaching out to potential clients, meeting with clients. And so I'm definitely getting that side of the startup where it's definitely different from entitlement work, and I'm really enjoying it so far. And so I'm looking forward to, you know, keep learning the industry and growing the business.
Yeah, absolutely. So Conrad is probably you and me. We're going to be working the most closely out of everyone, and because even in this aspect, obviously we have Tucker and we have, you know, my partner Alex and the Irvine team. So they really kind of are the foundation or the backbone for all of the entitlement info, the zoning info, any correspondence with city planning, ADU. They're going to be in charge of that. So you're my guy for BizDev, and ultimately we live and die off of our user base. So I'm gonna we're actually in a capital raise right now. We've been able to, you know, pitch to some angel investors and some early stage venture capitalists, and I think we're starting to get to a level where we're going to be most likely able to capture investment. But Conrad's going to be vital in that role as well, because we're both going to be actually, probably Conrad's hearing this for the first time, but we have a few crowdfunding campaigns that me and Conrad are going to work on, and that's in lieu or in the back of SEC's rules, where previously you were only able to raise about 1.1 or 1.2 million through that type of crowdfunding platform, but they've raised it to 5 million. So it opens the door for a lot of early stage or startups that want to go out and crowdfund up to 5 million. So Conrad's going to be vital for that. So that's another thing you can experience firsthand, helping us raise capital. And then obviously the capital, we just want to in turn start to create the map